Isn't Grant good? Give him another round of applause. That's what it's all about. I was at dinner the other night with a guy from a company called Maris Interiors, and he was turning over about 50, 60 million in London, and he went over to Vegas and saw the first, I think it was the second 10X conference. He then went from 50 million to 80 million in 1 year. He then took his whole workforce. He's got 140 employees. They went to the 3-day boot camp in Miami, and he went from 70 million to 100 million, and he's got the whole office on Cardone University.
By the way, I mean, he went from 70 million to 112 or something, right?
Yep.
His target was 70 million to 700 million. So we're coming up short of the target, but we're coming up with new ideas about how to grow the business. How many of you be willing to come up short on the target and make 30 or 40 million more than you made last year?
Definitely.
There you go. And the point, he's like, I don't understand this. I'm like, look, if you try to grow this by that, you're going to get just a piece of that. And you're not going to come up with the right answers.
But Grant, I'm sure a lot of people here in Wales are thinking, this guy, despite his accent, how does he know that his stuff's going to work here in Wales? If I got my business operating here, why is his American stuff going to work here?
I don't know if it's going to work here. I don't know. That's why Matt's going to put together an offer for you on Cardone University. This is a $40,000. Companies pay us $40,000 for a 3-year agreement to use this platform. I don't know that it's going to work here. Matt, what's the offer for? How much is the offer for? Where's Matt? What do we do in London? What do we offer for in London?
2 something.
It's like, I don't know, huh? How much is it?
1997, yeah.
No, it's not 1997, is it? Huh? Oh, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2,000 pounds.
Here's
somebody
Matt here.
How much is it, Matt?
The offer.
So I don't know if it's going to work. How much is it? No, just the number, Matt. Just the number.
1997.
Yeah. So it's a $40,000 product that we're going to do for $2,000 because I don't know if it's going to work here, and I'll never ever offer it here again at that price. So what I'm going to do the first time I come to town, I'm going to introduce myself. Some people like me, some people don't. At least you know me now. What's my name?
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone. It's not Tony Robbins. We're not going to walk on fire. Okay, I'm not going to delve into to what happened, what your daddy did to you. It's none of my business. I don't care, frankly. You had a bad upbringing, big deal. We need to make some money right now. Okay? Hey, my kids are mistreated too. Right? They flew on a private jet on the way over here. They've never been on a commercial airlines before. They're being abused. And my wife, I mistreat my wife constantly. She travels all over the world and meets unbelievable people. Okay? So I mean, like, I don't know what bad happened to you. Mark asked me the first night we met, hey man, are you worried about your kids getting spoiled? I'm worried that my kids don't get to see the life they deserve to see. I'm worried that my kids would never leave the little town I grew up in and be able to come to Wales and London and throughout the UK and not even know where this is. But that takes money. So the first time we're going to do this, I think we're going to do it for this special. But I think that if you're dealing with people, if you're in an economy that's uncertain, do you have that going on right now? Yeah. Is there uncertainty right now? The number one only reason anybody buys anything or does not buy something is because they're uncertain. The lower the certainty goes, the less the sales will be. Okay? Your job really is not to sell something. Your job is to raise certainty with your customer.
Well, one of the ladies here was saying, actually, just quickly, one of Grant's daughters said to him, hey, Dad, one day can we go on a plane, like a commercial plane? That's what she wants for like a treat, is to go on a plane with other people on it. What a nice problem to have that is.
I told her, I said, I hope you never have to do that, frankly. I mean, but I want them to know how to run my business. And if they don't want to run my business and they don't want to grow the top line, then that'll be their choice. My kids work for everything they get. Like, they want a treat, they're going to do something for it.
Amazing.
We don't give anything. My wife works with me every day to expand, to make us bigger. Because she wants us to be bigger and better, and she wants us to have friends around the world. And by the way, doing business is about having friends. Me and Mark are friends now. We're going to do business together.
Definitely. One of the ladies was asking, she just works on her own. She's just started her business and she's on her own. Can she use Cardone University?
Well, first of all, we're all on our own every day, right? We're in our little minds. If you're a solopreneur, you're by yourself working from the house, you need a mentor. You need someone to help you. If you work with a bunch of people, you definitely need someone to help you, because the people that are with you right now start telling you, do you know the term backseat driver?
Yeah.
So you got one driver by themselves, driving from the airport to this location by themselves. They don't know where they're going. That's the solopreneur. Yeah. She needs someone to navigate her in business. Then there's the other situation where you're driving a car and your passengers all think they know where you're going, but they're not driving. And so you start braking a lot, right? You understand, you accelerate, you want to turn right, they say no, turn left, and you create confusion. There's a lot of confusion in the business space right now. Yeah. And that confusion is because of so many people offering so much content. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, data coming from everywhere. It causes people to do less because of the conflicting content.
How have you found the mindset of the business owners here in the UK versus people you mentor and work with in the US?
I told you this, okay? Like, here, I can talk about money more easily here. You agree, Elena?
Yeah. She
agrees. Good marriage. People agree on stuff, rather than this, right? I'm able to talk about money more easily here than I can in America. I don't know why that is, but you've had it longer? Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, because a lot of people say, oh man, the Americans are so aggressive and you're so obnoxious and you're so loud. We came from here. I'm just saying. I mean, you guys were the original loud people taking over countries. People sitting around, hey, what can we do? Let's take over a continent. Give yourselves a big hand, by the way. Come on. Y'all need to get back to that. Y'all need to get back to expansion. Everybody needs to get back to expansion, thinking about building their own empire. Build your own empire.
What do you see from most businesses that are at SME level, they've just got a small turnover, maybe a few 100,000. Yeah. What's the key thing that they can really change to get going, to start being a player?
Add zeros.
Yeah.
Only thing you can do to change your business is add zeros. You need to add zeros. You need new problems. Quit complaining about the problems you have and get some new problems. You got 4 employees, get 40 of them. Then tell me, then complain. You got 40, go to 400.
And do you eat your own dog food? What I mean by that, not literally, do you live by the 10x rule? Like, are you pushing, are you hiring all the time? How is your business run?
In Miami, we have 129 employees. 5 years ago, I had under 10. So in my real estate, I have 150 employees. We'll probably double that in the next 3 years. My business in Miami, I could probably go to 1,000 employees now. It's going to create all kinds of new problems. Big payroll, big problems, lots of turnover, lots of people come in, quit, leave, right? All kind of problems.
That's not a bad thing, is it, if an employee leaves?
New problems.
Yeah.
Next time I come back here, I guarantee you I'll be able to tell you I have 250 employees.
Has anyone here, by a show of hands, read the 10x rule? Yeah? There's quite a few. Wow, that's awesome. How long did it take you to write the 10x rule?
It took me about 4 months to write that.
What's the quickest one?
The Millionaire booklet took 2 hours.
2 hours.
Sell or Be Sold, which is the bestseller, took 3 hours.
If anyone who's tried to write a book, that's...
Speed to market will determine how successful a product's going to be. The longer it takes you to get an idea to monetize, the less likely that product will be successful. Bombardier is a perfect example of that. Big company. They take too long to get to market. By the time they get to market, The technology's outdated, particularly today. Things are going faster today. Average company used to last over 28 years. Today it's under 18 years. People think it's going to be under 8 before it's over with.
Wow. Well, I've been very lucky. I've spent the last week with Grant and I've been able to ask him a lot of questions, particularly on women, and he's given me very bad advice. But now it's your turn.
Nothing will help him, by the way. Some people are just...
Yeah, too many ex-girlfriend stories. But now it's your turn to ask Grant a couple of questions. We've got time for a few questions. So if you want to pop your hand up, and we'll start with this young man here, and you can ask whatever your heart desires.
My name is Mike. I'm from MA Consultancy.
Serena.
I'd like to know the most about marketing that there is, be the best in my industry. What are your best 3 marketing tips?
Number 1 is be everywhere all at the same time. It's called omnipresence. So, omnipresence. Anything that's... Omnipresence, by the way, has survived since the beginning of man, 300,000 years or whatever. Whoever can be everywhere will be assigned power, whether it's the Queen or God or Coca-Cola. Whatever can be everywhere will be assigned power. And so omnipresence with marketing, this has really never been possible before until the digital age, the last 6 or 7 years. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, these things that, based on the age of this audience, half of you probably don't use. You know, because you're like, I don't have time for that. This well-dressed man right here with the sweater and the glasses over his nose, and this very aristocratic-looking gentleman, okay? Are you on Facebook, sir? He's on Facebook. That's unbelievable. Instagram? No. YouTube? I mean, you have a YouTube channel. I don't mean you watch my YouTube. You have your own YouTube channel? Okay, that's pretty good. So, but you see, like you should, the answer to your question is be omnipresent too. Use all channels, all of them, everything. I'm going to use YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm going to use newspapers, even though most people aren't reading newspapers. I'm going to use magazines. I'm going to use... That's marketing. I'm going to use expo events like this, events like stages like this. I'm going to use telephone calls, cold calling, warm calling. I'm going to use billboards. If you go to Miami right now, you'll see 28 massive billboards throughout Miami, $1 million worth of marketing material where I'm introducing where I live, the business owners, to my name. So I would use every marketing means possible. Lastly, the number 3 thing is I would have your marketing budget have a target of your last year's income. I would spend more money on marketing than I do people, and I would spend more money on people than I could even imagine. I would just spend more money.
But Grant, one of the key, I run a marketing agency, and a lot of my customers say, well, I spent $1 and £1 and I only got £1 back. That's not success. I need to spend £1 and get 6 back. What is success in marketing?
Number 1 is to get known. You shouldn't advertise first. You should get known first. So if I spend $1 in marketing or branding, I don't need my $1 back. It's when you have a toilet, you buy a business and you get hey, we should put a bathroom in our business. How many of you have a bathroom at your business? What's the ROI on that? There's no ROI on that. How many of you have an air conditioner and a heater at your company? What's the ROI? I mean, does that get you customers? The air conditioner sends you customers? Some things you need to do because you're in business. When did you start making sense of not getting known? There is nothing more important than getting known. If you can't get known, you can't be in business. If I don't know you, I will not do business with you. If I don't know this woman in red, no matter how good her product is or what the price is, I will not do business with her regardless of her ethics, regardless of her honesty, regardless of her service. If we don't know each other, we won't do business. So I would spend money on marketing before I'd spend it on a toilet and air conditioning.
And Climb Online's stand is just through there and to the left.
I mean, I would. And I wouldn't expect Mark to get me a lead. I would expect Mark to get me known. So that when people see my name, they're like, I saw you do this thing with Grant Cardone when he came through Wales. That's how you lift your brand. It's just a smarter thing to do today. So that when you advertise with him and you see the name, now you're like, oh, I remember you from this and that. And they put the pieces together. People buy from people they know, not from people they trust. People do not buy the best product either. People buy the best known product.
I love that.
You can't tell me this is the best coffee in the world. It's the best known coffee in the world.
Next question. That's amazing. You've had enough. I know what your question is going to be. You want your money 10x.
She wants that 10x that money.
And she left you a card and a orange egg there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We got a mic here. I know your question's going to be. Let's go.
Hi, I'm on the early stage startup, like the pre-revenue stage, and I'm basically doing an online digital interactive platform for pet sitters connecting with pet owners. And I was just wondering, would I still benefit from the Cardone University at this stage, or basically so I'm getting all shy. The prototype will be ready in January, and I don't know whether this will be something I should get involved in now or wait till I'm about to launch. Or...
Yeah, so I think the question is, does she benefit from Cardone University?
Before she starts trading.
Yeah, I mean, look, I spent 5 years in college. I went to college because I thought the teachers were going to teach me business. I love teachers, okay? Teachers are great people, but you can't know business if you're in a classroom. It's just not possible. It's like my economics teacher, there's no way he could imagine the fuel bill on my plane. It's just not real. You go to Lord Sugar and say, hey, how do you make sense of 4 jets? Why would you do that? Why'd you buy that building right there? That's the information I want. See, but most us in this room, we were taught we had to go someplace and spend 4 or 5 years there. I'm not trying to talk you out of school or university, but the fact that it takes 4 years to get out of university by itself is a major problem. It's a major problem. You know why? The 4 years, I'm trading time for money. What do rich people do? They trade money for time. So Cardone University is going to teach you what I've learned from 35 years of studying the super wealthy. I don't mean people. I mean companies. How does Coca-Cola make their decisions? Coca-Cola's not worried about money. Why? Coca-Cola goes and gets money from other people. See the difference? You and I are taught to worry about money. Okay? Coca-Cola's like, why would we worry about money? We need to worry about being in the best location, in the best stores, in every city so that we can sell products, so we can expand to the best locations. That's real business. And you can learn it really quickly, and you don't have to go to a higher education to do it.
But should she use Cardone University while pre-trade?
I would absolutely use Cardone University while you go to college so that you can earn more money while you're going to college than most people will when they leave college.
I'm not studying. It's just
Oh, you're not studying?
The prototype for the platform will be ready in January to launch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when it's an MVP, because it's
I would definitely start using it now because you don't need to wait for something to launch. One of the things you're going to see, and we talked about it in London, is you should be making money on your launch and delivering in January. There's no reason for her to wait until all of November and all of December for her to make money now. If I were you, I would be making money now.
I've got a community on Facebook to do lead generation. I've got like 700 members. I know it's not loads, but it's only been 2 months, so it's already organic.
It's awesome. Use them all, though. Don't become, just because you like Facebook does not mean that's where I am. And if Facebook shuts down like it did the other day, you need to move over to LinkedIn and Twitter. You should be on all of them all the time. Okay? But the most important thing is you shouldn't wait for January to get money. How many believe this? She could start getting money from her product even though it's not ready today.
Yeah, 100%.
So every time I launch a product, I make more money on most of my launches than most people make on the life of their product. I have an idea. I got this great idea. The next thing I do, I don't create the idea. I have the idea. Next thing I do is get attention. Idea, attention, and collect money for it. Third thing I do is start collecting money on the idea that I haven't realized yet.
Okay, we've got time for two more questions, guys, and then we've got to wrap up. I was backstage with Lord Sugar this morning before his talk.
Where is the Lord?
I know.
Where is he?
We'll hook it up.
I'm hurt, man.
I know.
Come all the way to Wales to meet Lord Sugar, and I can't meet Lord Sugar.
Well, it was so awkward.
I heard nothing but great things about this guy.
He would have loved you. He would have loved you. Alana and I were backstage with him, and he flew his own plane here this morning. And I said
saw the little plane.
Yeah, it was a little plane. And I said to him, what day was it where you look in your bank account and you realize, I can afford a plane? And he said, what are you talking about? I said, well, you've got 5 planes. How does that even start? He said, well, I needed places to go. He's like, I had to go somewhere, so I bought a plane. And it's just that process, the different way of thinking about. He was trading the speed. He said, I don't want to wait in lines at airports. That just slows me down. So I needed to go. And it's just that complete mind shift. Chap in the glasses back there. We know what you're up to.
Yeah, Serena. Give them to the kids. Give them to Elena. Just give them to Elena, Serena.
Hi, Grant. Ben Sweet here. I don't have a question. I just wanted to do an impromptu testimonial for you, my friend. For about 18 months now, one of my mentors in the event speaking industry, who sadly passed away yesterday, was the person who first introduced us to your content.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. He introduced us to you, started training it through our events company around the world. I believe you know him. And we were just learning on his books to begin with, and masterminding, and there was just golden nuggets just in your books alone. We implemented just always agree with the customer. How to ask for the money. How are you paying today? Congratulations, how are you paying today? That probably, I can't even put a number on how that would have done amazing for our sales. And then 6 months ago, I decided to get involved even more with you and get into bed with Cardone University. And it is just next level.
Getting into
Getting
bed?
into bed, yeah.
With video content, it's video content, and you as the owner actually know who's looking at it, when they're looking at it, if they're using it. So when she gets on, I can know that she got it, and then 3 days later, she's not on it anymore, and I can send her a little note. Hey, what happened? I want her to use the program, not buy it, right? And so 40% of Americans, I don't know if this number holds true here, 40% of Americans are illiterate, meaning they can't read. So I write books. I've written 7 books. I have 13 best-selling business programs. The business programs that we create at Cardone University outsell the books by about 12 times because people don't want to read. People want video delivered to them in a very short session. Some of these sessions are 40 seconds long. 40 seconds. What's the conversion? Okay, 40 seconds long. And how many of you in the room have 40 seconds?
I can do everything at that time.
Yeah, he can do everything. That's his girlfriend problem too. So he's like, I'm done. Okay, see, some things just, they work everywhere.
Yeah, my love life. Okay, we've got one more question. Then over the back here.
I like this man right here. I wanted his question.
Which guy? There's so many.
This guy right here in the front.
Okay, we'll go here. We'll get you.
We'll get you.
Come on, he's got time.
By the way, hey, thank you for letting my family into your country and making us feel welcome. I really appreciate that. And before I forget, I just want to thank Mark, Matt, Paul McFadden, Billy Farrell, Mark, Anybody else I need to thank for bringing me here? The expo, the
Paul
Intro
and
Biz,
Tracy from
Paul and
Intro Biz.
Tracy. Just that you guys would have an event like this and invite us here. I mean, just look at the power of that. Somebody spent money, time, and energy for months and months and months. You're only here because somebody made a commitment and then marketed this thing over and over and over again. Are you guys glad they did this?
Yes.
I'm glad they did it because we get to be friends now.
Yeah, a lot of people that you didn't see before you got here hadn't seen you speak before.
Yeah.
They came to London and then they got in the car and have come here, and now they're going to Glasgow as well.
Oh, wow.
So they'd gone from nothing to all 3 events
Wow,
in 2
that's
weeks.
awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, my name is Chris Thomas, and my question is, it's a pretty open one actually. As somebody who's involved in several online e-commerce businesses, so we don't have direct sales teams, outbound calling and so on, am I going to get greater value going all in with you and the 10X University, or using something like ClickFunnels and Russell's tuition?
That's good. It's a good question. He's talking about a partner of mine in the U.S. called Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels. You know, I would just tell you this, like, look at what Russell's doing. Russell did almost $4 million at an event with me in 90 minutes.
Record.
Yeah. But he did it in front of people that I brought together in a room. So I always remind Russell of this. Russell, it might be ClickFunnels you're selling, but it's people that are buying. You need people, folks. You need to bring people together, okay? The online community, the social media and the internet is one way to do business, and you must be there. But do not deny this. Meeting people. As we become more of a technology age, meeting people, touching people, doing this, getting real, it will explode your business if you can figure out how to do ClickFunnels, social media, YouTube, Facebook. Like, I come to Wales. Look at me. I'm in Wales. This is real, right? That is different than me doing an Instagram post. It's just different.
Last question. Up the back.
This gentleman right here has a microphone already, Mark. You need to learn this whole...
Which guy?
This whole audience thing. Look, the gentleman's standing up.
First of all, I think
So much for the young man to learn from me, right? You would have thought the Lord Sugar would have taught you all this.
I don't know. I'm just worried about the plane.
First of all, I did say this to Lord Sugar, but from a proud Welshman, welcome to Cardiff.
Thank you so much.
First of all, thanks for coming.
Thank
I just thought the touch with your family was quite touching to me, actually, so I wanted a bit of a question around that. About 4 years ago, this isn't an issue I've had, but 4 years ago I gave up drinking, and I appreciated then my family even more so than anything.
Yeah.
From that moment onwards, have you ever had one of those moments where you woke up and triggered it from that 10X you spoke about? Was there anything that triggered that to go on that we could learn for? Was there one moment where you woke up and thought, I've got to go and do this?
Yeah,
Did anything happen in your life? Because we've all had them.
Good
There's
question.
been a lot of moments for me. So my dad died when I was 10 years old. I had an older brother die when I was 20. By the time I was 21 years old, I was jaded and just figured, hey, life is not going to last very long. And somewhere from before my dad died to 21 years old, in between there, I thought I was going to be a businessman one day. I thought I was going to be rich and successful. And James Bond. Like, I had all these ideas. Like, when you're a kid, you have all these big, giant ideas. And then life starts, lost dad, lost brother, girlfriend, lose her. Like, I start accumulating all these losses. Start using drugs and alcohol. Start using them every day. Start making bad choices. 25 years old, I was broke. I was in debt. Couldn't keep a relationship. Had no chance of being married or having kids. It was impossible, right? It was just, none of that was even possible. So I started putting my life back together, but it's really, throughout the period from 25 to today, 35 years now, of me studying people that are successful, that has given me the discipline and the encouragement along the way with some milestones. Like 2008, when the economy collapsed, that was a That was a huge awakening for me. Getting married, another monster awakening. Like, it gave me another reason to have a purpose. Being a good role model for my kids, not just talking the talk, but being someone my kids could look up to and say, that's what success looks like. Just having money, just having a couple $1 million, if you're not making a difference, that's one level of success. But for kids, they don't care how much money you have. My kids don't. They don't know that. Well, what does 167 million in cash look like in an account? I remember when a billionaire showed me his cash account. I was like, whoa, $400 million sitting in one account. I'm like, my God. I literally couldn't read the numbers. So my kids don't even care. What my kids do care about, what changes children and what changes friends and what changes your neighbor is what they see you doing every day. And it just so happens it takes money to do things, to fly across the world, to make new friends, to create new charities, you know, to market, to advertise, etc. So I hope that helps.
We've got time for one more, but can I just say I've been around and I've done a lot of speaking, and I've been fortunate to be mentored by some very well-known people, and I've managed to meet a lot of famous people and a lot of billionaires and multimillionaires. My staff said to me this week, I have a man crush on Grant Cardone, because it's all I talk about and how inspired I've been. Generally, when you go on to meet famous people or people you've looked up to for your whole life, the worst thing is they say you should never meet your heroes, and it's because when you meet them, they're quite disappointing. But meeting Grant has been a life-changing situation for me, and he is really what he is, and he really wants to come to the UK to help people, and he's a serious guy, and thank you for coming to Wales.
I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you. See, to me, that is a better compliment to me than even the plane or the accomplishments or the books or whatever. It's like the fact that somebody could meet me and say, hey, you're exactly the same person, you know. People will remember that longer than they're not going to remember my money. I'm 60 years old, so if you're 60 years old, you know what I'm talking about. You start thinking about what you're going to do with the next years. You're not thinking about what you've done. You're thinking about what you're going to do. And that's where I'm at right now, my legacy. That's one of the reasons we're traveling, is because I don't want to just know Americans. Americans are very ignorant about a planet. I'm just telling you, I live there. I've been there 65 years. Americans are ignorant. They think that's the only country on the planet. They're certain about it, by the way. And so when you travel, you're like, wow, they have a family too. They have a house. They need heating. They're interested in money. So it's really a beautiful thing to meet other people in other parts of the world and to have that experience that we're all really one face, one planet, trying to accomplish similar things.
Very last question, up the back in the grey jacket.
Throw the mic to him. Just hit him with it.
Look at Matt. He's organising events. He's running the mic. This guy does it all.
Hey, how's it going? So I agree with what you said about America, and I actually live there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
Where in America?
Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
well, that's really like loops and fruits and nutcases. And how'd you get here? How'd they even let you in?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually good friends with Giovanni Malacarino here, so
okay.
So it was nice enough to host.
Do you know people in Hollywood?
Do I know people in Hollywood? Yeah, a few.
Are you an actor?
No, I have some businesses. So part of the reason I was here was to see Giovanni, but the other reason is because the books that I've read that you published are part of the reason I can do this.
Oh, wow.
The amount of income that I was able to make and how I was able to transform my businesses allowed me to take this trip and have a business that runs on its own and a sales team. So I just want to thank you for that opportunity, Grant. I really appreciate it.
I do not know this guy, by the way.
Seriously.
Okay?
Awesome.
No,
I know honestly, it sounds weird.
No,
but...
it does. And I actually have a question too, which you had said. So you talk a lot about growing the top line.
Yeah.
And one of the things, so after reading Sell or Be Sold, 10X Rule, and Closer Survival Guide, I grew the top line of my business a lot. And I wanted to know, specifically for you, how do you distribute some of that income into like self-investment or marketing? What are some of the percentages that you would say?
Yeah, so that's a great question, okay? In the beginning, when I was trying to turn my life around, look, there's been a lot of those moments where you're trying to turn a life around? How many of you in the room have had a moment? I got to do something different here. I've had them 25, 35, 45. It's like every time I hit a 5, I'm having it. You know, like in the beginning, I didn't have any money at 25. I spent all my money on self-improvement. If I could end up with 500 extra, I'd spend it all on myself. And then when I'd get another 500, I'd spend that on myself. Like I've spent a lot of money on my self-improvement. And then one day I looked up and I'm like, wow, I'm doing better. The business is starting to do better. Now I need to spend the money on my business. So today, where I'm at today, I'm like, I'm going to keep spending 10% of my time and money on self-improvement. We still try to do that today. I try to spend 20% of my money on marketing and advertising. And if I can be left with 40%, if I grow my top line enough that I could keep 40% to reinvest in other enterprises, that would be the perfect scenario.
All right, thank you so much.
It just gives you some guidelines. But I will tell you this. Like where I live, I pay about 45% to the government in taxes. I mean, if you're going to give the government 45%, you got to wonder why you're not giving yourself 10%. Like, what's wrong with you? That you would pay, is it the Queen?
The Queen, yeah.
You pay the Queen more, but you won't do anything for yourself. Doesn't make any sense. And by the way, long live the Queen. But long live me too. Long live me while I'm here. Like, so it's a phenomenon to me, and I grew up like this, saving money, but not thinking about where the money was going to. And then I wasn't investing in myself. You know why? Because my mom wasn't investing in herself. My dad didn't take care of his health. He didn't make the time. So if you want to be truly wealthy, invest in yourself, invest in your health, invest in your marriage, pay the price so you can be in the best condition you can be, so you can expand your business and have a different level of thinking. It's not about my people. It's about me. I don't need to improve I don't need them to improve if I'm not going to improve. I need to improve, be the first person on the team to improve.
Unbelievable. Well, like Grant has said, there's the Grant Cardone zone just outside here as you come in. They're running a special offer, which is the Cardone University plus some tickets to the 10X conference over in America. And you can get it all for, I think it was close to $2,000, Matt said. See the guy walking...
Let me just say this. If I ever offer this anywhere in the world, again, okay, I'll give it to you for free. I'll give you your money back. This will never be offered. Next time I come to Wales, don't hold me... Tell them about that guy that came.
There was a guy who paid $30,000.
Yeah, don't call me tomorrow and say, hey man, you said you did. I'm doing this today. I'm doing it one time. One time I come to Wales. The next time I come here, I'm gonna make some money. You guys give me permission to do that? The next time I come, I'm gonna make some big money. Okay, this time I'm just gonna make some friends.
Matt, where can they find it? What stand?
He's got to learn how to use that thing.
Right. Yeah. So we've got the big stand right outside here. Straight ahead as you go through the curtains that have just opened up, you'll spot me right by the stand.
And anybody that wants to become a customer today, we'll take a picture with you and my wife. And I'd love to get to know you. Love to get to know your families and your business. And if you got any questions, we can do those.
So if you want a photo, that's the only way you can get it. So go out to the Cardone stand. We're going to have a drink and we'll meet you out there. Thank you very much, Grant. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Come on, guys, give it a round of applause.